What's happening, everybody? Yours truly, Xavier Smith from Excellent Solutions. And I got a question for you. Are you a health professional? Better yet, are you a health professional that wants to take your business and your practice to the highest level? Well, if that's you, you are in luck because I get to have a conversation of excellence with my good friend Kathy. And if you're into that, okay, I just want you to know if you're into that, here's what I want you to do. Stay tuned. All right. Well, welcome back, folks. Welcome back. I'm Xavier. This is Kathy. I get to sit down with her and we're going to have an excellent conversation. So how are you doing today, Kathy?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, no problem. No problem. So here's how we like to do things. We like to keep things simple around here. If you're into health and wellness, if you are a health and wellness professional, you want to stay tuned for this because I get to talk to an expert, a friend, and someone who is just a good person. You know, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, you have God first. And what was the rest of your statement on your Facebook profile?
Oh, there's God and then family.
Yep. And good business. And so
definitely good business. Sometimes good business goes off a little bit with a little bit more time towards that than what there should be. But
right,
I enjoy it. It's rewarding.
So this is what we're going to get into today, folks, because if you are like, I think what the common thread between us, Kathy, is we went to the same school. I am a graduate of the School of Integrative Nutrition. I know you have family that has gone through the school too. And so now, what's that?
3 generations.
3 generations. Oh my gosh. This is crazy. That's good though, because I am my mission is to help, just make the world a better place. And through nutrition is how I like to do it. You're looking at a guy who had a heart attack at 29, hit and run, drunk driving survivor when I was in high school. And to date, 3 pulmonary embolisms in my life experience, and I'm still here. So when I say that I'm happy to be alive, I really mean that. So Kathy is on board with this mission of, just helping the world become a better place through offering programs for health professionals. So that's what we want to talk a little bit about today. So Kathy, I'm going to give you the floor. Just spend a few moments telling us who you are, what you're all about, please.
Okay. I have a great team, the Health Coach Group.
Yes.
And we started out by helping health coaches get coaching jobs because we saw that there was a big need for it. And then we had 863 applications for the first job we needed to fill. And So we decided we needed to probably teach business and give tools. And the first thing that I noticed out in the coaching world was that we were giving a lot of content, a lot of sheets of black and white paper, which just about drove me nuts. So we started creating programs. We created the 6-month program, which we actually did in conjunction with, and I don't know if you know this, but we started out with IIN and kind of partnered with Joshua until he decided that he could do that on his own, which was the best thing that could have happened for us because we learned so much about what people needed. And we expanded a 6-month program to a 3, 6, 9, and 12-month program. Then we went into the 12-day detox, the spiritual cleanse, the slim, sexy, and smart. And now we've got over 100 programs. And we've got 3 being released in the next couple of months. We've got two this month. One is Metabolic Reset.
Yeah.
And the other one is Evolve, which is for women. And it goes through the hierarchy of needs, Maslow's hierarchy of needs, it's a membership program. We've got 4 membership programs that have year-long content. So, and I think that that is the best way for health coaches to do business,
Right.
is to have a membership, because you can have residual income and cash flow that you can depend on.
Hmm.
I accidentally started the Inner Circle, and we had probably 1,500 health coaches sign up with us at the very beginning. And we've kept a lot of them as we went through time. But what that does is that I can generate a cash flow report any day and tell you how much money is coming in today, how much money is coming in tomorrow. And it's as long as you retain your customers, you can retain a guaranteed cash flow. And then as long as you market and increase that, then you can expect it to grow.
Continue to
A
grow.
lot of health coaches, when they start out, they have a hard time filling their programs, or else filling their time. And that's a whole other story, is that, you can charge $75 to $600 an hour, but you can only work about 40% of the time, because
Wow.
that's how much, because the rest of the time you got to run your business.
Yep.
And so you're limited on what you can make. But when you've got programs, you can run 1,000 people through just as easy as you can run one person through. So it's a lot easier way to do business.
Oh my gosh, yes,
Yeah.
indeed. As a matter of fact, your programs, all of your programs are high quality, physician approved. Anything else that most people probably don't know but should know about your
Yeah,
program?
they're evidence-based, which is important, because there is so much content out there available online that people are confused,
Hmm.
and they like being able to go someplace where they can get accurate information. They
That's
are success driven, and that means that they are created to create success for your customers. So we have modules, we have workbooks, and we teach on a Socratic method. So it's more of a linear path than
yeah.
having all this stuff thrown at you. And so you don't know what to do first. And so it's easy to learn. And the workbooks let your customers take responsibility for what they have learned and what they have decided to do, because the workbooks have them in the decision-making capacity. We have a lot of recipe books. We have a lot of journals. We have the premium programs, and the membership programs all have video, and they all have audio, because people learn in different ways. I need to read things, but a lot of people need to hear things. And if I can read something and I can hear it too, I
Yep.
learn it. I think I listened to a couple of the IIN tapes. It was back when they gave you the iPods,
Yeah.
and had everything loaded. It was a long time ago, and everything
Right.
was loaded on there. So I would listen to some people that I was specifically interested in like 20 times.
Yeah.
And other
Right.
people you'd go through and you'd listen to real fast. But it's a good way of learning, and it fits everybody's needs. And then they're physician approved. They're all physician approved.
That is beautiful.
And the physician is a health coach too. So, a lot of health coaches say, well, we're health coaches. Why would we need physician approval? Well, that what you're teaching people is accurate. And we have expanded over time that we give information on what are the lifestyle management habits, the lifestyle habits that people should adopt. And then at the same time, how can your health coach help you? And so it also helps to keep within the scope of practice.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. So you've pretty much covered the what, because my next question was, what would you have to offer? But you've just talked about several programs. Is there a particular program that does best for beginning health professionals, or what has been your experience so far?
We have the 3, 6, 9, and 12-month program.
Okay.
And that was our original program. And the reason we created it that way was because a lot of coaches need more time, and they have a great communication ability. And
Yep.
so they would rather sell a 12-month program than a 6-month program. A lot of other coaches are brand new. They're new to any kind of selling, and
Right.
So 3 months is easier, and then gradually, as their customers get wins, then they can move them up.
Right.
So that one's really easy, and we have designed it in a way that it's for a health coach that is learning how to coach. And so you can coach somebody, but you have that support material to back you up.
Gotcha.
Those programs we also used for corporate wellness, because the corporate wellness programs are so the needs are so different that we say, when you're doing a corporate wellness program, go to the HR department, find out what their biggest need is, which is really surprising sometimes. I know we worked with Godfather's Pizza, and I thought, oh, they're around that pizza all the time and they're eating too much and they need to lose weight. It wasn't that, it was stress. They needed us to work with. Yeah. So that was very interesting. But the 12-month program is also modular, so you can move it around and accommodate the corporation that you're working with.
Oh man, that's beautiful. Okay. So we just talked a little bit about some of the programs that you have. What or when would be a good time for maybe a beginner, maybe they're a seasoned professional? When would be a good time to, get started with a program like this? Because I know when I got out of school, I was like, okay, I graduated, I have this certificate, now what? And I was so fortunate that I came across your stuff. And when I was doing a lot of active coaching with clients, I found it so easy. It just eased my mind when I could start with someone work with him for 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months. So I found that very reassuring to me as a beginner back in 2007, 2008 timeframe. So is there a good time? I'd say now would be a good time to start.
It's always now.
Yeah.
And the thing is with health coaches, a lot of times they suffer from imposter syndrome. So they never feel like they're ready. And all you have to do is get out there, push yourself to do it once or twice. Once you have a customer who's gaining ground and hitting their goals, then that's when you build up your confidence. But it doesn't do you any good to wait, because it just puts it off.
Right.
I see a lot of coaches that go through IIN and then they go through another certification, and they never feel like they're ready.
Right.
Yeah, but you know what? IIN at 6, my granddaughter just graduated this year.
Nice.
And they're ready to kick you out and let you start doing it when you're halfway through the program. That's when you should start. You should start doing it, do it for your grandma for free, or maybe charge her a little bit, because grandmas will pay you, but get your practice in there and then start charging, and charge enough that people know that they should value your time.
Oh, for sure. That's a good philosophy. I've had a couple of people that I offered, just to get them in a beta program for a reduced price. And I found that model seems to work pretty well. Even before I was considered a health coach, I was a personal trainer. Once I got my certification from that, I would have people in the neighborhood that I can work with. And then I just built from that. And fortunately, one guy, I think I acquired over 130 5-star reviews with keeping it simple like that. And back then, Google did a really good job of, once you got a review, they would keep your stuff front and center, front page, first page type of stuff. So that worked out pretty well for me. And that enabled me to, fund my career with IIN. And then there's you. And now I'm having fun with helping other coaches learn some of the solutions out there, so they don't feel like they are completely lost and someone turned the lights out on them. When you have people like you who have such robust and all-in-one kind of done for you programs. Is that correct?
That's right. Yeah. You have a program right behind you. Healthy habits.
Yeah.
And it's that's our very first big premium program. I think it was 2000, might have been 2014. We've revised it since then, and we've even rebranded it twice, I think. But it was so big that, well, and that was our first physician approved. We called it physician weight loss because we had physician approval on it. We had dietitian approval on it.
Okay.
We had worked with people with eating disorders when we made that one. And it was so huge that we had videos, we had audio, we had modules, we had workbooks, we had 365 emails that needed to be mailed out, that it would have taken a full-time person to deliver it. And so then we got into IT. We've moved back. We still have the IT, but we have a very simple version of it with a very robust website and a delivery system, because we found that these big programs that were going to do a lot of good for people, because you do need a period of time to build up habits.
Yes.
And
sure.
So you can start out with a 12-day program or a 7-day program. Like we have the 7-day gut health. And, you can, I don't know everybody knows, if they've cleared up a gastrointestinal problem, a lot of times you can do that in 24 hours just by changing what you eat. But 7 days is not enough. So then we created the 12-month gut health so that you could have support as you went on. Because, like I had gut problems, and I can remember going to Whole Foods with my pictures of the food that went into my recipes because I didn't know what they were. And I'd take them to the poor guy that was stocking shelves, and he'd go looking for it. But, if you've got some help from somebody with a program like that, and if you've got continued support, it's really nice. And that's how all of our programs came to be. We have one that's being released that I have put off for 13 years. It's a menopause program, understanding and managing menopause. Ooh. And I kept trying to find a way that I felt that it would be responsible for a health coach to work with people, because you want to stay within your scope of practice, but there's a lot of medical information and so we've finally, after all this time, figured out a way to do that where we can give them the medical information, but we show them that it's the health coach is there to work with them on the lifestyle. And so awesome. I'm excited for that. That one's going out at the end of January.
Okay.
And we had that in pre-sale. We put some of these big ones on pre-sale just so I can see how it's going to do. And I think we've sold 40 to 50 pre-sale programs. So that's exciting. It's going to be used a lot.
Heck yes.
Yeah.
Well, hey, I'm super duper excited to team up with people like you, because it's not really expressed out there in the ether, but my whole mission is to connect with, network with people like you, because you're all about making the world a better place through, what you're doing. Mm-hmm. And my job is to become that resource so people out there can have a place to go that's, known, it's liked, it's trusted. And that way people, I guess my biggest main focal point would be to help those who are helping others. And I like to get behind those people because there's so much need for better nutrition, better mental health, better physical health. And I believe you can take care of that under one roof. And when it comes to speed, efficiency, integrity, you guys have all those bases covered. And that's why I'm so honored to, partner with you and kind of join hands and, complete this mission with you. And I love what you guys do. So I'm super excited to be re-engaged and reignited to continue this mission from as much as we can do, as much positive damage as we can do. I'm all for it.
Yeah, we're glad to have you back. And connectors are really important because a lot of people go into things and they make mistakes because they don't know what to ask or how to get information from people who are either happy or unhappy with the company. And so happy people are good, and people that have experience with it make it a lot less scary.
Yeah, I think that's if I can serve any role is, to break down people's defenses and guide them. I call myself a guide from the side, because I want people to feel right. I want people to feel comfortable enough, and I feel like I've done, my knowledge and my life experience will hopefully lend itself to making people feel comfortable enough to, ask me questions. And when I get into a deep conversation, because that's what drives me, is going beyond the superficial conversations and getting down to what a person really needs. That's when I light up, because at least that way I can point them in the right direction, even if it's a solution that I don't own myself. So that's why I'm, proud to partner with people like you, because you guys are doing some good things. And why not, point them in the right direction, because that's what excellent solutions is all about. So I'd like to ask a off the wall question at the end of our time together. And so my question for you, Kathy, totally unscripted. If you had 5 minutes to spend with anybody, dead, alive, or what have you, who would that be?
Well, my first thing is Jesus. But I'd also like to spend some more time with my dad. So I would want 5 picks.
5, okay. Wait, it's your world. It's your world. We just living in it. That's awesome. So, Dad, that's a good one. All right. So we have your who, what, where, when, and let's talk about why is now a good time to get involved in this world of health and wellness. If maybe you're thinking about becoming a health professional, maybe you're seasoned and you just want to go to the next level. Kathy, from your words, why is now a good time to get started?
Right now is the time to get started. Back when I started, I was thinking we're about 5 years ahead of what's going to happen. But right now we have so many people who need health coaches. Yeah. We're finally accepted by the medical community, and they see that we're needed. I've got a podcast, Health Coach Conversations, and I talk to doctors all the time. I talk to some of the most famous doctors in the world, and they all can tell you health coach is the secret to having healthy patients in the future, and for doctors to be able to work with people, because they're so busy. There's not enough doctors, and there's not enough time that people deserve better answers and fuller answers, and they also deserve some support, and health coaches can do that.
Yeah.
And I can tell you 100 other reasons that right now is the time for health coaches. Being online, you look at the numbers, and I can't tell you off the top of my head, but they're on our website. How many courses were sold before 2020, and how many courses were sold during 2020 and beyond, and how each year it goes up, and you've got billions of courses being sold, and it can help so many more people. So why shouldn't we all be using them?
Right. Well, I'm totally agree with you on that, because that's why partnering with people like you, I think, is a time well spent, simply because I know when I was, let's say, before I was in the know, my habits were not the best. So,
and we were brought up with that.
Right. I was brought up, just eating kind of willy-nilly style, and I learned that wasn't the best for me, and I got into the blood type and all that stuff, and after the heart attack, that's kind of what sent a signal to me, like, hey, I've got to shape up some things and make some better decisions. And that is what led me down to where I'm at now. So I appreciate and honor what you guys do. And I'm just proud to be a part of that, because, we can change the world one person at a time. And if that's what it takes, that's what it takes, So Kathy, thank you so much for joining us. And we'll have to have you on again, maybe talk a little bit, go deeper dive on a particular program in the future. But if you're down for it, we can make that happen.
That's great. Remind me, we want to talk about think, change your thoughts, change the world.
Yes.
How's that for a program?
I'm all about that. Yes. Yeah, we got so much to talk about. But for now, I want to thank you for being here. And for you guys that are watching, you're going to have some links in the descriptions. So find those links, click on those links. If you want to get into our world, if you want to get in contact with Kathy, just let me know, because we're here to serve. And as I like to end my show with something positive, this one is my most reigning thought. If you are truly wanting to be happy, nobody can stop you. That's my time. I want to thank you, Kathy, for joining us. Stay right there. I'm going to sign off and find my markers here. And now that we are done, I want to say goodbye and tune in for next time. And I'll see you when I see you. Bye-bye.